Squats are one of the best exercises, but what exactly makes it so beneficial? And what will happen to our body if we squat every day? There are a huge number of photos and videos on the internet showing how much people's bodies have changed before they started squatting every day, and after some time, and we can observe this transformation. An undeniable advantage of squats is, of course, their accessibility. You can do them anywhere. You can do them right in your own room while watching this video on YouTube. And in this video, we will talk about what happens to our body from regular squats. What transformations await us? So make sure to watch the video until the end. It will be very interesting and useful. By the way, friends, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell. Don't miss my new videos. So first of all, there are different types of squats. You can squat with your own body weight, or you can squat with weights. Whether it's dumbbells in your hands or a barbell on your shoulders. You can also do squats with jumps. However, most people who take on a challenge like squatting 100 times a day, of course, do it in the classic way. So, your feet should be shoulder width apart, or maybe a little wider. And we squat until our thigh is parallel to the floor. Of course, squatting 100 times in a row without rest will be quite difficult for most people. That's why those people who decided to squat 100 times every day take breaks. For example, 10, 20, or 30 times in one set. What muscles are working during squats? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is probably the thigh and glute muscles. In fact, if you start listing them, there are a huge number of muscles involved. These are the gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, and gluteus minimus. This is the quadriceps muscle of the thigh. These are the biceps, femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus muscles of the thigh. All of this was the names of not just one muscle, but several. The adductor muscles of the thigh, the hip flexors, and the calf muscles. The rectus abdominis, which is our famous abs. The oblique abdominal muscles, also known as the side abs. The transverse abdominal muscle and the erectus spinae, which is in the lower back area. In fact, half of the body is involved in the work. So the first effect that we will notice is, of course, the strengthening of all those muscles that I just listed. So it's not just the legs, but also even the abs. Squats will affect muscle mass growth. The muscles will start to become defined. It will become noticeable. That's exactly why there are so many before and after photos showing how people have transformed. Because, for example, running and cycling hardly affect muscle mass growth, while squats are more of a strength exercise. And it will have an effect on our appearance. So, those people who didn't exercise before and set themselves the challenge to do squats every day will already see significant changes in their appearance after just a month. If they take a before and after photo, the difference will be noticeable. The second effect is weight loss. Overall, it's about general weight loss and a reduction in body fat throughout the entire body. Because after all, daily squats are a significant physical load. The body's calorie consumption increases and the metabolism speeds up and accelerates. So, those who do squats will not only tone their muscles, but also become more defined overall. The next significant benefit is improved blood circulation and strengthening of the cardiovascular system. Because squats are an excellent cardio workout. Thanks to this exercise, the tone of the heart muscle increases and blood flow improves, both to the heart and to the periphery. And also, the circulation of venous blood in the lower part of the body will significantly improve, since we are indeed working our legs. The next point, squats help improve posture, but of course with a certain caveat. If we perform them with the correct technique, not hunched over, but with a straight back and a slight arch in the lower back. As I mentioned before, squats strengthen the lower back muscles. This will help us with our posture. The next point, your endurance will increase because squats have a great impact on our respiratory system, increasing the overall lung capacity and teaching us how to manage it. And coordinate our breathing correctly. We lower ourselves on the inhale and rise on the exhale. This is basically the fundamental principle of any strength training. We exert any effort on the exhale, and we relax on the inhale. And that's why squats will be beneficial for overall endurance and for our respiratory system as well. The next point is the mobility of our hips and ankles. The point is that regular squats will improve significantly the mobility of our limbs. And if knee and lower back pain has arisen due to a sedentary lifestyle, then squats with the correct technique will help in their treatment. Let's move on. As I mentioned before, it's not just the legs that are involved in our squats, but also the core. The core consists of the muscles of the abdomen and lower back. So, squats will really work them out well, especially if there's some kind of weight involved. Of course, if we want to squat with a barbell on our shoulders, it's super important. It's just extremely important to do this with the correct technique because it's very easy to mess things up here. Squats with a barbell on your shoulders. This is a very serious exercise that needs to be done under the supervision of a knowledgeable instructor or an experienced athlete who can personally show you how to do it correctly, where you might make mistakes, and where you need to improve your technique. And I urge you, if you want to squat with weights, to approach this matter very responsibly. But there's a more harmless modification. For example, squats with jumps. So, this type of squat will really work out our core. And this will happen because during our cycle, the stabilizing muscles of the body will be required. It's interesting because we don't seem to consciously engage our core and back when we squat. But nevertheless, they are actively involved. And a strong core is useful in many areas, including being very helpful as a method for reducing risk and prevention. Back, injuries. Well, and of course, we definitely need to talk about the different styles of squats. So for example, the first type is classic squats. We place our feet shoulder width apart, arms, along the body. On the inhale, we push our hips back. We bend our knees to a right angle, or until our thighs are parallel to the floor. And on the exhale, we return to the starting position. This is classic. The next type is plie squats. Here, there is a much greater emphasis on the glutes. We place our feet much wider than shoulder width. We turn our toes outward at a right angle. We place our hands on our hips. And we also squat until our thighs are parallel to the floor. The next type is balanced squats. It's used to increase the load. The squats are performed just like the classic ones, but with one nuance. We lift one heel, meaning one leg. One foot is flat on the floor, while the other is just on the toes. The heel is lifted, and the legs, so we alternate. The next type, which I've already mentioned, is jump squats, or squats with a jump. This is done to increase intensity and also to develop explosive strength. This exercise is often used by sprinters, or for example by people who are professional football players, where you need to accelerate quickly and run fast. We start just like with classic squats, feet shoulder width apart, but we squat sharply, so that we can jump up. And as soon as our feet touch the floor, we immediately start squatting again. Also, as a bonus, there are modifications for how we position our hands. The first method, we clasp our hands together and extend them in front of us during the squat. So, it's easiest to maintain balance because our hips go way back and our hands go straight forward. Another modification, we can place our hands on our hips. This is a good way to additionally engage our stabilizing muscles. The next method is to place your hands behind your head with your elbows out to the sides. This way, the muscles that control our posture work very well. So, if you want to improve your posture, then this type of squat might be your choice. Of course, we need to especially make sure that our elbows are always spread out to the sides. And another modification is squats with your arms straight up in the air. This way, we especially work on the muscles that extend the back. By the way, friends, write in the comments, do you do squats? Or maybe you're just planning to start squatting. Share your experience in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you in my other videos. See you